This match on FS1 is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. We want to bring home the next World Cup. It is not our mindset to protect. It's our mindset to attack.
Carly Lloyd blasted. What a goal! And the first to score in 6 consecutive World Cup games. England will have a chance to tie. Houghton shot. Saved by Nair. U.S. wins. They're on to the final. Rose up the middle. Looking. Shooting. Goal! That's it. U.S. wins their 4th World Cup. Welcome, everyone, to Lincoln Financial Field, otherwise known as the Link, home of the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles. Home tonight for the U.S. Women's National Team. They get ready to take on Portugal in just a few minutes' time on a night where they will celebrate these players who won a 4th Women's World Cup trophy. And we'll go through the celebrations with them tonight, celebrating since all the way back, Allie, in 1991 when they won the first one.
And how things have changed, right, JP?
Immensely over the years, right? It wasn't even called the World Cup back in 1991. It was just a World Championship. It has come a long, long way to what we saw last year when we saw the 24 teams, and now we're going to have 32 at the next World Cup, so it continues to expand, but no one is in the USA's class in terms of how many World Cups that they have won.
No, and the fashion in which they've done it. I mean, they're always vying in those last couple spots, getting into the semis. It's not like they're ousted early in these competitions. It's just been full dominance, and it's going to be interesting now with Kate Markgraf coming in the GM and to see how things evolve to that next level. Again, we're the first country to kind of continue to push things on.
And this U.S. team set so many records during the last World Cup. They'll set another record tonight for the largest crowd to watch a standalone USA Women's National Team friendly. The record was 44,028 in Pittsburgh. They will shatter that here tonight as they unveil on this victory tour the championship flags going back. We saw 91, the 99ers. Kate Markgraf was a part of that. She's now the general manager of the U.S. Women's National Team. 2015, the Carly Lloyd hat trick in that. And then what we saw in 2019 just a short while ago. The pride of Delran, New Jersey, Carly Lloyd, she will wear the captain's armband tonight. Other ones that wear the armband, Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, injured, unable to participate tonight. Carly Lloyd, of course, has that trophy, the 4th one won by the U.S. Women's National Team. And Carly, at age 37, gets another start tonight. We saw her video earlier. That 55-yard field goal was amazing, and she has said that there were some NFL teams that expressed an interest, but she would not name those teams.
Oh, the tease. Got to shorten up that step, though, right? It's one step kick. I think she can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem of Portugal. Welcome singer-songwriter Jessie Kyle to sing tonight's Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Kyle.
Great rendition of the national anthem from Jessie Kyle. Now we're headed to field level, and Katie with them.
Well, the general reaction upon hearing the news that their head coach Jill Ellis was stepping down was that of shock. Defender Becky Sauerbrunn told me that she personally was surprised with the Olympics less than a year away that her head coach didn't want to go for another title. But then on the other hand, not surprised because she's going out on a high at the top of her game. Midfielder Samantha Mewis talked about how much the coach has meant to her, saying that she feels indebted to Jill Ellis. First meeting her when she was a commit to UCLA, then again when she was with the under-20s, and then it was Jill Ellis who ultimately gave her a shot here with the full national team. She talked about how happy she is that Jill will finally get that time with her family she wants, but also grateful that she not only gave herself, but so many others an opportunity.
And Jill Ellis was the FIFA Coach of the Year back in 2015. She'll probably get that award again. That is the head coach of Portugal, Francisco Neto. He's 38 years of age, head coach of Portugal since 2014. They did not qualify for the 2015 World Cup, but they did qualify for Euro 2017. Our match referee is Katia Koroleva from the USA. The captains are there as well. Carly Lloyd for the USA and Claudia Neto, who plays for Wolfsburg, 31 years of age, one of the key players on this Portugal side. Players to watch include Morgan Bryant getting a start tonight.
Yeah, Katie talked about opportunity given by Jill Ellis to Sam Mewis. Well, I think there's opportunity for players like Morgan Bryant. I mean, she's been doing fantastic in the NWSL since her return with Chicago. And I think she's one of those players that's starting to find her feet again. Another player that I'm curious to see how she performs tonight is Davidson. This is a player that we thought potentially would be a starter in the World Cup. She picked up that injury and really was set back. I think this is an important year for her to develop, whether it's at the left back, whether it's a center back position. We know how good she is with incisive passes forward, but she has to figure out the defensive side of things to be a big player going forward. And then, of course, Adriana Franch. I mean, just her second cap. We know what happened that first cap against England, the gap that occurred, but this is a player that deserves experience because they're going to have to figure out who's going to be that 2 or 3 behind there going forward.
So French gets the start tonight. That's Tobin Heath, another veteran player on this squad. Tobin had a very good World Cup. Not big on the stats, but she was influential in all the games that she played in. USA will be in red. They're in their final huddle. Carly Lloyd wearing that captain's armband right by the center circle, waiting to get this one started. Portugal's in white as we are moments away from this kickoff. 8th meeting between these two clubs. USA a perfect 7-0-0 versus Portugal, but the last game was close. Only a 1-0 win last fall. Underway from Philadelphia. Dahlkemper playing it long. It's Moran in the air. It'll bounce outside the box. U.S. looking to get control. Portugal getting the first touch right in front of their bench. Didn't keep it for long. Throw in here for the USA. Goes back to Dahlkemper, who started every game at the Women's World Cup. Outside of Alyssa Nair, she led field players in minutes played. Heath. Pressure there from Marshall. More pressure there from Portugal. We'll see how they play it.
Well, they have pace up top, and their 2 front runners, Diana Silva, Jessica Silva, both players, yes, they're good at closing down, but they're also incredibly dangerous getting in behind, and that's something Portugal's going to look to do tonight.
Look out there for the U.S. as they play it over. Sauerbrunn to that left side where Davidson is. She can play center back, as Ali mentioned, or in that left back spot. And for future position, that will depend on the next coach of this U.S. national team. Heath. 2 players there converging on it. They know what she can do, and there's a quick throw-in with speed of play on this right sideline. Morgan Bryant pushing it back. Heath on it. Dahlkemper almost knocked out. It's another USA throw-in. Jessica Silva was applying some pressure.
And that's a good look at Portugal's defensive shape. They like to squeeze teams in the flank spaces. The U.S. is going to have to try to play out of that, whether it's coming around the back as they are in this situation, urging Portugal out of their own defensive end so they can find space in behind, or it's getting a Julie Ertz then to bypass that first line of pressure.
Ertz will play it all the way to the left. She, like Carly Lloyd, is a favorite here. Julie's husband plays for the Eagles. They're on the road tonight in the NFL preseason game. Sonnet on this right side. Sonnet going forward, playing for Portland in the NWSL. U.S. will keep it. Heath tucking it. Lloyd trying to turn. It's knocked away. It's another USA throw-in, but much deeper. It's Tobin Heath on this throw-in. She'll get the touch back. Going inside the box, but that's picked off. Neto, the captain, Jessica Silva. Entire ball looked out from here, and finally that's what the call is. Ruled a throw-in for the U.S. Sonnet. Heath. Almost picked off, now it is. Neto. Most cap player lost it there. Ball switched quickly, press on the left, playing it in front, go! Tobin Heath.
Portugal. You can see it. The swarming defense for the U.S. to win it in a high position. 2 passes later, it's in the back of their net.
I thought that was going to be to Carly Lloyd, but it went by her, and Heath was right there.
And that's the beauty of the U.S. Multiple runners just crashing in on that goal line.
How about for Kristen Press? In this calendar year, that's her 9th assist. She leads the team in that category.
And I'd be curious to look at how many minutes she's played. I mean, I think she's been rather productive with the minutes she's been given.
This right side, Sonnet. Laid off by Bryant. Marshall from Portugal towards Neto. Cut off. Right up the middle, that's picked off. Original pass was from Tatiana Pinto. Ran past to Presses behind her and out of play. So it's an early start for Tobin Heath and the USA. This was the way the game ended up last fall. A 1-0 U.S. win. Only goal was by Jessica McDonald, who's an available sub tonight for the U.S.
And one of the things that Jill Ellis told me coming into this match is that Portugal is so organized defensively and they sit low with those tight numbers central that they're difficult to break down. Well, one of the ways you deal with that is you win the ball high up on the pitch when they're in possession of it and you attack, and that's exactly what they did to take advantage in these early moments.
Rich goes for it instead of Jessica Silva. The foul was given there. Free kick for Portugal. Foul was drawn by Diana Silva. Played to the back slowly. Mendes pass. It comes across. Marchand stood up there. Sonnet wanted it, comes all the way back. Dahlkemper to the feet of French. Adriana French got it forward, but it's picked off. U.S. with Ertz knocking it back the other way. Mendes is after it. Pinto's pass picked off again. Ertz. Across the way. Sonnet. Heath. She has the only goal thus far. Foul on Heath. Let's go downstairs. Katie Witham, what are you hearing from the sideline?
Well, JP, moments ago, Ali talked about the importance of winning the ball higher up the field for the U.S. Down here on the sideline, Jill Ellis, the focus has been on the shape that she's seeing from her team at times, complimenting Julie Ertz from the sideline on her good positioning, reminding Emily Sonnet to push out wide as possible to start and build up from the back. So, yes, it's about a celebration, but it's also a little coaching going on down here.
She can't help herself, can she?
Yeah. She's stepping down, but she still has 3 more games to coach, including this one.
And she wants the wins. You saw that record that Tony Chica holds with most wins. She can surpass that if they pick these up in the Victory Tour games.
She's already surpassed most games as a head coach for the U.S. team. She broke that record a while back. Contact there. Foul was against the U.S. The player down is Vanessa Marks.
And to Katie's point about what she's hearing from Jill, I mean, one of the things that you have to do against Portugal when they play in this diamond shape in midfield, the 2 central strikers are incredibly tight with each other, is utilize the width. You have to get outside their shape. Once you get in those areas is when your tempo has to go up because they're going to try to lock you in those areas.
We're into the 9th minute. Tobin Heath goal from Kristen Press in the 4th minute is what we have at the moment. You can make up to 6 subs in this game, and you can be sure that the U.S. will make the maximum number. They're trying to watch players' minutes. They want to keep players healthy because they have been taken away from their NWSL clubs, and NWSL is in their stretch drive. Some big games coming up in that league.
Yeah, this is the last push heading into playoffs and league play.
Silva dropping it back. Pinto. Problem there for Portugal. Carly Lloyd taking over towards Tierna Davidson. Sauerbrunn started 6 games at the World Cup, only missed that first game with a minor injury. Moran trying to poke it ahead, too far away from Heath. Portugal trying to maintain some possession here. Don't want to be tracking back defensively much of the night. Against the U.S. team that they described yesterday as intense and supremely fit. Another throw-in for Emily Sonnet. On this near sideline towards Moran. Cut off by Pinto. Help is coming for Portugal. Push back on this left side. That was Dolores Silva. Marchal, 23 in white for Portugal. That was sliced. Out of play. Throw in U.S. And again, it's a quick throw-in. Speed of play. Sonnet, right side, no room there for Heath. Ball was lost out, throw it for Portugal. Pinto. Upfield, U.S. A chance maybe for press and a cutback. And she was dispossessed in the end. Defensive stop from Portugal. U.S. gets it back. Heath wide, sending it in. Ball is cut off, but given away again. Portugal have had to be back on their heels for the first 10-plus minutes here.
And part of that is the pressure that the U.S. is putting them under, but it's also the way that they like to defend. They want to play this way and then try to hit the U.S. on the break, but they can't pick that ball up right now.
It's up the middle, press, quick touch. Picked off, Tatiana Pinto. Knocked forward by Neto. And again, they don't keep possession for long. It's an immediate turnover for Tobin Heath. 1v1 at the moment, help is coming. Picked off in the middle. Up for Neto. The pass into space didn't reach Diana Silva. Long ball from Press. Ran in. Back here, but the flag was up for offside on what would have been a very, very cheeky goal from Tobin Heath. And in friendlies, Allie, there is no VAR.
But there's a Tobin Heath. You can see Lindsay Horan and Tobin Heath just ghosting at that back post. I think both of them were offside on the initial ball, and then Tobin Heath is clearly off. That's the one good thing about football lines is you can actually tell who's on and offside. In that case, you didn't need them, though.
FS1's telecast of the U.S. women's national team is sponsored by AT&T. Throw in coming up, far side for Portugal. Not much room on the wing, but another foul in the U.S. Free kick coming up. Back in Portugal's half. Monica Mendes, who plays for AC Milan. Several of these Portugal players do play away from their own country. Horan, blocked. Neto, poking it ahead, that's too far. Put back into play by French. Davidson. Stanford University. Hurts. Inching forward, halfway line game. Sonnet. Horan. 3 players on her. Somehow she found Tobin Heath, who finds her way around Marchal, and right at the end line, Mendes knocks it out for a corner. First one for the U.S.
Horan did so incredibly well in that moment. I'm watching that ball from Emily Sonnet laced forward, and she had 3 players converging on her. She had to deal with the entry pass and then deal with them as they were trying to squeeze on her first touch.
All eyes maybe on someone like Julie Ertz. So good in the air. Driven by Heath. Header! Somehow that missed the target. That was Horan, who's another good player in the air.
You've got Ertz coming near. You've got Horan Central and Carlo. Or who do you pick up? Well, they're zoning, so they're able to glance into each of those gaps between the players. That's just a philosophy by the coach, whether you zone or pick up players. Portugal likes to zone, and I think the U.S. is going to have a field day with that. No one picks up those players and puts a body on them.
Patricia Morais will put it back into play. 4 saves for her the last time these two clubs met. Chipped ahead. Intended for Heath. Follow up. Driven in for Lloyd. Headed away. The ball from Press. It's turned over to Press. Quick shot. Weighted goal. Not spilled by Morais.
One of the things the U.S. is doing so well is getting those runs in behind the center backs. You're seeing Press dart diagonally across the pitch. Heath did it on that last attack. And then you're getting another player to use the width so they can find that back post player.
Sauerland goes back to French. That's going to go out of play. Portugal throw in. Neto denied that space. U.S. moving up for Lloyd. Picked off. Silva pass on the turn. Jessica Silva. First time they're in the box of the U.S. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Fox Sports is proud to partner with Action for Healthy Kids, a nonprofit organization working to improve children's health and well-being in schools nationwide. Learn how you can participate in Take Your Parent to PE Week, September 23rd to the 27th by visiting activeschoolus.org/PE-week. U.S. on the ball. They've got the 1-0 lead. Looking for 2. Lloyd in the box. And in the end, he's knocked out by Portugal. Second U.S. corner.
Lloyd just out hunting right at the edge of the restraining line. You can see the center back actually keeps her on side at the last second. And now just looking for the cutback ball, but the recovery is there by Borges.
They went for Horan the last time on a corner from Heath. This time it's Press from the opposite side towards the middle. Header! Goal! 2-0 U.S. That time Morgan Bryant.
Portugal typically struggles on service in the box, and you can see it here. The goalkeeper just goes fishing to the near post, then she's trying to glide a pass to the far post, and it's an easy putback by Morgan Bryant. No one on her, wide open. Ducks that one down beneath the movement of Morais. And it feels like a victory tour game, doesn't it, JP?
It does now. The goal by Morgan Bryant is her 7th international goal. We saw in one game at the World Cup, got the start against Chile and played the full 90. That second game against Chile, Jill Ellis rested so many players. She really made sure that everybody except for the 2 backup goalkeepers got to play minutes in this last World Cup. So the Bryant goal, another assist for Kristen Press, so she has both assists on the night, and it's her 10th assist of this calendar year. On the distribution from France, looked like it had too much on it, but it didn't. Moran.
It actually looks like this field is playing slow to me. The ball seems to hang up a bit.
The U.S. now in a comfortable spot with a 2-0 lead. Press. Late whistle with the foul. There was no advantage apparently, so they're going to bring it back to where Morgan Bryant was fouled. Another set piece opportunity for the U.S.
And another one to tease Moraes on. You can land this around the penalty spot.
About 25 yards away, set in. That's cut off. Looked like Ernst was the intended target of that. There's Portugal on the break. That time they had a chance to get numbers forward, but now the U.S. has gotten back. Deflected ball past Neto. Gathered in by Dahlkemper. 20th minute, 2-0. U.S. on top. Heath and Bryant are the goal scorers. This is game 2 of 5 on the victory tour. First game a 3-0 win over the Republic of Ireland at the Rose Bowl. Backed away from Heath. Throw in U.S. Another throw in for Tillman. He scored the first goal in the 4th minute. Give the USA that jump start. Bryant turning, head up towards the corner flag, pulls back. Heath driving it in, press on the turn. Not much room there, but she kept it well. Driven by Sonnet, picked off by Moraes. FS1's Women's National Team coverage is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. U.S. wins another ball in the air. Mendes, Marks. Marks, one of several to play for Sport Braga in Portugal. It's going to be knocked out of play. And another throw for Portugal. Portugal 5-2-2 in their last 9 games after losing last year to the U.S. They're getting ready for Euro 2021 qualifying. You're in a group that's not all that bad for Francisco Neto. Finland and maybe Scotland will be the 2 good clubs in Group B. The rest of them, Portugal has a good chance to advance. Ryan. Sonnet on the sideline, knocked out by Neto. Throw in, U.S. Sonnet from the NWSL leading Portland Thorns. First place overall. Into the box, that's cleared away. Portland, of course, the runaway leader in attendance. Magnificent crowds there ever since they started in the NWSL in Portland.
Yeah, now with the added section, it's even louder.
Davidson, offside flag is up. You'd expect more offside calls, too, because the team is not really in training like they were for the World Cup. They're just coming in and gathering for these victory tour games.
And I also think because of the virtue of the way which Portugal's going about it tonight, sitting low, the U.S. is trying to play those diagonal balls in behind. And you want to do that against Portugal, and that's get runners up on their back line to try to soften up at least a little space underneath. So I think for the U.S., that's a good mark in terms of the way they're trying to go about their business. Yes, timing's going to be off, but you like to see those runs in behind.
Back in U.S. territory off Dahlkemper, plays for the North Carolina Courage. They're in 2nd place in the NWSL with a couple of games in hand, too. Marshall will have a throw-in coming up. Just her 5th cap for Portugal. She advanced about 7 yards on that throw-in. Maybe more.
Can't blame her for trying. Gain some green.
That's very seldom called, but we see it happen all the time. Throw in here for the U.S. from in front of Jimmy between the benches. At least that's where the ball went out, not up there. Not even close to there. in for Abby Dahlkemper. Sauerbrunn. Davidson. U.S. with possession, the 2-0 lead. Ernst. Press. Wild. He drives it. Headed straight up. Corner kick. Third one, U.S. They scored on the last one. Heath is ready. Ertz, obviously one of the targets. 15 of her 19 goals for Ertz have come off of set pieces. Heath, a driven ball up, headed by Lloyd, but it's wide. Good opportunity to make it 3-0. Next Friday on FS1, we have the 2019 Gold Cup final rematch. You don't want to miss it. USA versus Mexico in New Jersey. Our coverage from MetLife Stadium begins at 8:30 Eastern on FS1, or you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. We saw the U.S. national team roster just announced yesterday. Mexico announced the larger group. I'll have to cut that list out. Several MLS players on both of those teams. Dahlkemper for the U.S. Up the middle. Horan, Ernst. Julie Ernst. Right sideline. Sonnet. Portugal's bench said that that ball was out. High up the field. Ernst over the top towards Lloyd. Too close to Morais.
The movement between the midfield so good right now of the United States. With Lindsey Horan, Julie Ertz, how active has she been? She's been dicing forward. But I think picking that ball up of Lindsey Horan, that's a little nuance we didn't see much of in the World Cup. I know they're out there expressing themselves, having some freedom to play, but they're playing with a bit of intensity.
New coach coming? Maybe you alluded to that pregame.
I do. I really think Julie Ertz is one of the first players that Jill Ellis told us before the World Cup roster was announced. It was always concerned with whether or not she'd make the roster, and everyone's saying she was one of the most important players in the squad. So these players, even though you think their names are written in Sharpie, they don't feel that way, and they always feel like there's something that they have to prove.
Some of them will be playing for jobs for the Olympics. Remember, that roster goes from 23 at the World Cup to 18. So that's a significant drop in terms of the roster. You'll be looking at players that can play more than one position. And there may be some players that will switch positions.
Right, and durability is going to be a factor taken into account as well. And I said in the open, I think this is an opportunity to use younger players and give them really world experience before a World Cup event. I would think the next coach coming in would want to know that their contract goes through the Olympics up into that next World Cup, but that's a long leash.
If Jill Ellis were still continuing as coach of the U.S. national team, I think we could probably predict what that Olympic roster would look like. With a new coach coming in, there's no way to predict that.
No, you just don't know. You don't know the
players said that yesterday too.
Yeah. And that's the uncertainty that I think, as much as we talk about the celebration of this event, I just think there's an element of uncertainty with these players. Olympics less than a year away.
Press. Davidson high upfield. Give it away though to Morais. Let's hear again from Katie Witham.
Jill Ellis talking about her side getting a little sucked in and then stuck on one side of the field here in these last couple of minutes. She's called out to her team to switch the point of attack and do it quickly, emphasizing 1 and 2 touch, and then also being a little greedy when the opportunity presents and is right, take that shot.
I think sometimes when they get into these wide areas, then there's only one option in front of them. That's when they need to rechange it. I think that's potentially why players often slow down and you go, okay, that's not a great option. I'm going to take more touches. I'm going to be laborious on the ball. Instead, go back out, find someone in the center of the park, because right now the U.S. is dominating the center of midfield. Continue to win that battle.
Offside flag was up on Portugal. Just got that one off quickly, but they're going to bring it back. Kick will be retaken. 30th minute. If you're just joining us, U.S. with a 2-0 lead over Portugal. Your goal scorer is Tobin Heath in the 4th minute. Morgan Bryant in the 18th minute. Assist on both goals from Kristen Pressers on the ball. Giving it left. Cross is coming. There's a cross that's off target. Goal kick for Marais. Time Horan had drifted out wide. Horan is another one of those players, Ali, that can play different positions. Depends on the next coach. We said that about a lot of players on this team.
Yeah, but I mean, Lindsay Horan, when you consider that she started her career really as a forward and then a 10, and now she's moving a bit back, further back in the midfield, I do think she is good in that 6-8 spot where she has freedom to conduct, if you will, but the range to distribute and set up her teammates. So it's not just going to be about her making those late runs into the box. It's about her dictating tempo.
Flavia Neto has not had much room to operate tonight. Good pressure from Kristen Press. Marks. Silva. Gianna Silva's wide. Jessica Silva was making a run upfield. Now it's a throw-in for Portugal. Got 2 games, Portugal, with the U.S. that'll help to prep them for their Euro qualifiers coming up. They'll play Tuesday in Minnesota. Silva, nice move. Davidson trying to recover and does. Good job in that 1v1 battle from Davidson. Then the foul on Portugal. Past the half-hour mark. The U.S. looking comfortable at this point with that 2-0 lead. Portugal hasn't really threatened Adriana Franch.
No, and they're frustrated because they cannot figure out how to deal with the midfield of the United States.
Flag went up, ball went out anyway. Intended for Tobin Heath. This late, you're wondering about certain players not starting. Alex Morgan, concussion protocol. Rose Lavelle in the same boat. And Megan Rapinoe out with the Achilles. Other players out too. Kelly O'Hara. No one is on the same page as Neto tonight. Balls that she's playing into space, no one is even thinking about making that run.
Well, it's the illusion of pressure that the United States puts you under. That was one of the things that Neto referred to is how quickly the United States hunts the ball after they lose it, and I think you feel suffocated at times. Portugal, the way they play, it's incredibly vertical. It's 1, 2, 3 passes to try to get at goal. You're seeing that directness, but they need to actually use an outlet to feed at times just to hold it, because they do have the pace. You've got to play it into the right space where you know your teammate, as simple as it sounds, will get there before the opposition. Those are defaults teams should know.
Tatiana Pinto will push it across. Up the middle. Diana Silva. Wound over. Foul on Sauerbrunn.
Sauerbrunn's been trying to pressure Silva all night. Tonight it's Diana. When they finally get an entry past the feet. Too eager.
Rabilo gives that ball away. Almost a miscommunication though back there for the U.S. in that back line. They'll get a throw-in out of this. As good as Sauerbrunn is, and she's very good, she was one of the ones that told us yesterday, hey, if a new coach comes in, who knows? But Becky does want to go on and play in the next Olympics. I think it's safe to say all of the players on this team want to be on that next Olympic team. Carly Lloyd, everybody. On this right side, Portugal trying to break down the U.S. That was a good move. End line, played across. That could have been the first good opportunity, but it goes away. U.S. on the ball. Portugal back to slow down the play. It's a good move by Neto to cause havoc for the first time really tonight against the U.S. Sauerbrunn Dahlkemper. Up the middle. Brian pass. Lloyd. To the side for Davidson. Given away. On this right side. Davidson trying to win it back. She gets the throw in. Quickly. Press. Looking to cross. Curling ball up. And got away.
We haven't seen Portugal in the attack much tonight, but earlier this was Neto. 2 players on her. Lindsay Horan coming over to double back, and then she just nutmegs Davidson. Neto grew up playing futsal in Portugal. You can see a bit of skill there. That's why she's so good in that 10 spot. She's good in tight areas, but right now they need her to get on it and try to combine with the 2 Silvas up top.
Most caps on this current team for Neto. She was the captain at Euro 2017 for Francisco Neto's side. Throw in here now for the U.S. in the 36th minute. A 2-0 lead. Lost by the U.S. Portugal throwing for Marshall. U.S. collects that one too. Tierna Davidson plays for Chicago in the NWSL over the top for Lloyd. And that's a bit too far. Idea was good.
I think the better option was to find press pulling wide outside on the left.
Over the top, Silva may get to this ball with her speed. Nope, cut off. Davidson. Press coming back. Kristen Press. Sending in. Lloyd's on the run. Lloyd picking it up. Heavy touch. Goalkeeper out. Cleared off the line. And now Morais will get to it.
How does that stay out?
Could have been 3-0 U.S. Portugal can exhale as they clear this ball the other way. I was expecting an own goal. There were 2 Portugal players right there in a bad spot. An accidental deflection.
I wasn't expecting Lloyd's touch to get through.
Correct. Press was open. Davidson on the move. Kristen Press left. Running end line. Wanted to cut it back. Goal kick.
Well, here it is, the one that just wouldn't go in for the U.S. Look at those legs moving by Carly Lloyd, pulling away from her defender. I don't know how she beats the goalkeeper there on that little half touch. Here it is, tucks it right underneath her. Slow to get to ground is Morais, and then he can't get there in time to put that one away. That's called covering if you're defenders, right?
Yeah.
That's what you do. You retreat to your goal. Worst case scenario defending, crisis defending.
Left side, the U.S. looking for Lloyd, and not hop to Heath instead. Press, pulling it back nicely. Finding Ertz on the outside. Heath turning into the box. Wants to free up a shot, maybe on her right foot, forced out.
Should have found her friend Morgan Bryan.
The outside for Davidson, doubled up. Try to pull it back. To cross. That was well played defensively by Portugal. It's a goal kick. MLS on FS1 returns Sunday with the Western Conference Showdown. Nico Ladero and the Seattle Sounders hosting Zlatan and the LA Galaxy. Coverage from CenturyLink Field begins at 6:30 Eastern on FS1 or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Just saw Zlatan in action, 2 goals against LAFC last weekend. Fantastic from Zlatan. What a game that was. Press. Tackle away. Throw in U.S. Side flag is up. 2-0 lead for the U.S. Getting closer and closer to halftime.
You wonder how much of this she's just taking in, not thinking about tactics. I would be. Just enjoy the moment.
I think she is enjoying the moment. We talked to her yesterday. She seemed very loose, very happy. No second thoughts about her decision. Moran. Heath. Sonnet. That ball was out.
I think that's one of those examples of the U.S. just trying to squeeze it through too tight of an area, change the point, get it out to the opposite side. I think Tierna can even pull wider there. When you see Sonnet get on that ball, then Tierna needs to open things up.
41st minute, 2-0 U.S. lead. This from Heath and Bryan. 4th minute and 18th minute. Kristen Press assisting on both. Marshall headed up once. Second ball, Silva. Took back by Ertz. Tough ball for Dahlkemper. She dealt with it though. Was knocked back down by Dolores Silva. She's on it. Leading it. Diana Silva, but the offside flag is up on Portugal. Davidson on it. Coming up at halftime, sponsored by AT&T. We'll have all your first half highlights and analysis. Plus, we'll look ahead at the huge clash between the U.S. men's national team and El Tri. We've got Sarah, we've got Alexi, and we've got Leslie coming up at halftime. On this right side, what a stretch from Heath.
You like that one?
That was good. Dahlkemper, Ertz. And that's going to go up between the benches for a Portugal throw-in. Again, you can make up to 6 subs in this game. We'll see whether some of these U.S. players only get 45 minutes or if Jill Ellis will wait a little bit longer. Towards Lloyd. Off a block, off press, and then almost right back to Lloyd instead. It's Heath. Horan. Quickly, wide to Press. Too wide. Throw in Portugal.
I've liked Press's movement tonight, whether it's her darting across that back line with an outside end run or the way she's been pulling away. Yes, that pass doesn't come off, but her movement's been really bright to just open up a channel to run into with the ball.
Yeah, that ended up as a USA throw-in, so Portugal had to touch it last. I didn't think so. Dahlkemper inside the circle, pressured by Jessica Silva. Smartly played back to French. He's played 9 games this year in Portland. A lot of these players have not had many games with the NWSL clubs because of the World Cup in France. Moran. In for Lloyd. Offside flag is up. We asked a bunch of players yesterday, are you more tired mentally or physically? Some said more mental, some said both. Carly Lloyd said, I'm not tired at all. And she didn't look it, by the way. She said she was in great physical shape, mental shape. Thinks she can play at least another 2 years.
And she's looked
Who's
really
gonna
bright.
doubt her?
Yeah, with Sky Blue, she's looked really bright.
She has 4 goals in the season for her. A couple in the last game. She talked about the improvement of Sky Blue both on and off the field this year after so much criticism the last couple of years, especially. They're trying to turn things around with Sky Blue. Right side, Sonnet. Headed over. Saved by Rice. The flag never went up. I'm not sure if Horan thought she was in an offside position or not.
It's a good ball from Emily Sonnet. The deflection, yeah, she is onside clearly. Yeah. The deflection comes right to Horan. She's just sitting off the defender. The miscommunication between the 2 backs of Portugal. and Horan can't put it away. That's a good ball. You talk about being able to open up a team. It's that ball right there by Horan to ping it over to this side. Those are moments that really stretch opponents.
Driven wide to press Davidson. Lloyd trying to turn, that's blocked. Foul is given. First wanted a quick restart. Portugal would not allow that. Mendes backing it up before she gets booked. Time running out. First half does belong to the U.S. A 2-0 lead. They've been comfortable in this first half. Sonnet. Heath. That's going to do it. First half is over. And a good performance in the first half from the U.S.
All U.S. Portugal sitting in and the U.S. dictating play. I think even though numerically they don't have the advantage, the U.S. doesn't in the center of the park, they're still running the show in there. The way they're set up, they're finding the space between the diamond.
Goals in this game by Heath and Bryan for the U.S. Katie Witham is standing by now with USA midfielder Julie Ertz.
Well, Julie, 2 goals in front of 50,000 here in Philadelphia. What was this first half like?
I mean, the atmosphere is amazing. I'm proud of the team. I think 2 good goals. I think we have more in us. I think we're getting stuck a little bit on the outside and can't switch point attack, but really exciting. I think the team has more.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. It's a 2-0 lead for the U.S. over Portugal. When we come back, plenty to talk about at halftime. Sarah Walsh, Leslie Osborne, and Alexi Lalas when we come back to Philadelphia.